because we're gonna have to replace the battery.
Okay.
Cool, because the battery won't last that long. All right, I think we're good to start. We're gonna start on slide 1532.
Which is what?
This thing.
Endocrine.
It looks like a
control
stomach.
of the stomach.
Right? I think we're doing that stuff, the stomach.
Something like that. This was a gift.
Thank you. I can see my comment.
Are we good?
That's what I was thinking.
Acid and enzyme production is controlled by the ANS, and more specifically is the ENS, enteric nervous system, and also obviously is going to be controlled by the endocrine system. And again, we talked about the endocrine hormones that are released, right, on the basement membrane of the gastric pits. So just keep that in your head. I know it's really weird to think of your stomach, hormones, whatever, but obviously it's making them too, so they're not. And again, don't ever mistake it coming in from the hypothalamus. Stuff can go to the hypothalamus and tell it what to do, right? But the stomach, everything that needs to secrete, it'll do it itself. G cells, D cells, and GR cells. The stomach is just really doing that. So if he puts in there, again, just something goofy like hypothalamus. Hypothalamus obviously will have control. You have vagal control. But you remember what I said the first time that I began this? I said if you pull the tube out, it could work by itself, just like the heart. So again, other stuff can control it, but you don't have to. There are 3 phases of the neuroendocrine control of the GI tract. 3 phases of the neuroendocrine control of the GI tract. This will be a question on the exam. A lot of people got it wrong. I think in our class like 70-some% got it wrong. The 3 phases are, the first one is the cephalic phase. Okay. Obviously stuff happening in your head that is going to control food. The mechanism was feed forward. Number 2 is the gastric phase. The gastric phase is obviously the level of your stomach. And the third one is the intestinal phase, what the small and large intestine will do. And it was honestly like, what are the 3 phases? A, B, C, and then D, and he had E. I think D was like A and B, and then D was A, B, and C. Right? It was all 3. Hello, lady. How are you?
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay, not a problem.
On the street.
I know, traffic is very sad. We're on slide 1532. I said a question on the exam is going to be like word for word. Which of the following phases is part of the neuroendocrine control of the GI tract? Right? So when you think of GI tract, you're always going to think of 1, cephalic phase, 2, gastric phase, and 3, intestinal phase. Those are all happening pretty much almost at the same time, right? Because if you have food in your mouth, where is it eventually going to go? Out. Which means that whole thing needs to work. And the most weird one is the cephalic phase. People don't never think about that. But again, I'm thinking about the cookies in here, right? And how many of the acid secretions that I just secreted, just think about this. What's the percentage?
40.
40. So think about that. Without me having to put anything in my mouth, I secreted 40% of the acid secretions that are going to digest this beautiful cookie that Natalie number 2 made me. All right. The biggest nerve is going to come off the exteroreceptors. And it's going to, that's the same one that's going to be innervating the submucosal plexus and the myenteric plexus. So the vagus nerve goes and innervates the submucosal plexus and tells it to secrete acid and hormones, right? It's going to go It's the vagus nerve is going to go to the myenteric plexus and tell it to mix. Because remember before we talked about the anatomy, so really what's always doing the control of this whole thing is the vagus nerve. All right, next slide, 1533. Vagal stimulation is going to pretty much be for everything. It's going to be for the parietal cells, hydrochloric acid, the D cells, the G cells, and GR cells. I said this before, I just want to repeat it really quickly. I said D cells secrete somatostatin, and what tells it to do so? What tells D cells? Okay, first of all, D cells secrete what? Somatostatin. When are you going to secrete that somatostatin?
Between
When the pH level reaches two when you're not chewing in.
when you're not eating.
Yes.
So you don't need.
So we talked about pH, but what did I tell you to really focus on? Proton. Do you remember?
Yeah, increased levels of proton.
Increased level of proton. Because I told you, you've all said pH to me, and I guarantee you would have all put pH. It's proton.
So it's proton that's stimulating.
Yes, I said it 8 times if you listen to it, and I'm going to say it one more time, because I know you guys will get it wrong. So if you get it wrong, just really blame yourself for being a douchebag.
So these cells are stimulated by proton.
Again, it is not increased pH. It's increased proton that will tell you to do that. I know it's a little weird to think about it, but that's it. And again, he will put increased pH. And it makes sense. I don't know if it was you.
No, it doesn't.
Huh?
Because increased pH means.
No, I mean, like, if you think of increased pH, you have stuff in the stomach, right? People don't know that. That's what increased. They think of it differently. They think increased pH means you don't have anything in the stomach, which is false.
Decreased.
Yeah, I know. So no, I'm just saying when you think of pH just in the stomach, you're like, yeah, pH is changing. But you know how pH is changing, right? When you have food in the stomach, what does it do? From 2 to 5. When you don't have food, you have 5 to 2. So that's a decrease in pH. It's a decrease in pH or an increase in proton. But usually he won't tell you a decrease in pH.
No.
Even if he does, you know it. Again, just think about it. Don't answer this quickly. Again, if you're going to answer this exam quickly, I promise you're just going to do shitty.
Is he going to let us have the full 2.5 hours? Or no? Is it
Oh
just
my god, I was really nasty. I'm like, I was really weird in that class. I'm sure you guys already know. I was so claustrophobic. I hated people around me. I sat up on stage. We had so much time in the exam that I went over it 3 times.
But he gives you the full amount
We
that
had
the university
so
gives you?
much. Oh my god.
Because some teachers don't. When they just do a normal exam, they cut it off.
And actually, I want you to email him and tell him that if it's really, I think it's kind of stupid. I think he didn't want to stay. I think so many people finish it so fast, thinking. I mean, like right now, right? You would have all got this wrong.
He says that even though you have 2.5 hours, the class is usually only an hour and a half, so it shouldn't take you that long.
Exactly.
But we're still given the full amount.
Yeah, but he
So if I
doesn't
wanna
like to stay that long because it's like a regular exam he's offered every. It's got 60 questions.
If I get the full
Oh,
amount.
I know, and I'm not going to tell you something and be wrong. Email him and say, hey, this is it. I need my time.